Yo, 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 what's going on? What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm back again. I'm back. I'm back and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackity black and I'm black, y'all. Yo, what's up? Yeah. But okay. One thing that a lot of so-called black males in this side of YouTube need to actually exterminate is this concept of false morality. And when I mean false morality, right? It's this concept that a lot of so-called black males make a lot of concept of a lot of so-called black males claim that morality is somehow for the weak and that we somehow need to stop being moral and stuff like that. Hold on for a minute. God damn, man. Hold on. How come when I'm all right, man, I'm back, man. Every time when I get a call, no, excuse me. Every time when I do a live, I get a call from some type of spam bot, man. Come on, man. It's funny. But what I was saying is that so-called black males on this side of social media need to stop this way of thinking, claiming that morality is for the weak and that morality is somehow not a good thing. I mean, how in the world can we actually be a progressive people, a people that is well organized, if we don't have a common core of morality, if we don't have honor amongst each other? All right. And I'm saying this because last night I was on a live stream in which a lot of people, in which this live stream, someone was promoting the art of black males lying to so called black females, saying that there is nothing wrong with so-called black males or males in general lying to females in order to get some sort of sexual satisfaction from females. And I had to disagree with that and respond with the fact that it's wrong for any human being to lie to another human being. And that's common sense. That's common sense. Lying and deceiving other people is wrong in general. And we, as so called black males on this side of YouTube, cannot sit here and critique so called black females and their bad behavior while at the same time promote the art of males lying to females. Because all we're doing is being hypocritical to our own words. It's so funny how you have a lot of so-called black males on this side of YouTube that always critique the bad behavior of females, but yet at the same time promote the bad behavior of males. Being deceptive is never a good thing. And this is common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to actually see this. This is simple common sense. This is simple, man. It's simple. When you lie to people, you're going when you lie to people, what you're doing is that you're going towards to another person, or you're going to people and putting up a perception that is not real. That is not real. You're giving a perception that's not real. So of course that's wrong because that's deception. Deception is wrong. And then I was told that thank you, Bronzebird. Thank you, Bronzebird. Bronzebird said, "What kind of backwoods shit is that?" And again, Bronzebird made another good point. Said, "Women give it up willfully if they like you. There's no reason for lying." Exactly. But what I was told is that it is okay for males to lie to females because females lie also. So When that person told me that, when this specific person told me that on last night's live stream, shout outs to Sweet Melody Speaks, because I guess now we're cool again. Yeah, now we're cool again. Me and Sweet Melody, we get along now. Because before I wasn't speaking to her, but now me and her, we talked it out and we're cool again. Okay, so all right. Anyhow, right? But I was told that the reason why that it is okay for males to lie to females is because females do the same thing. So I'm like, okay. So I responded to this person by saying, okay, let me take your logic. You say that it is okay to do something to other people because other people do it too. So therefore, by that logic, it is okay for me to steal from others and rape people because other people do it also, right? Other people commit robbery, other people steal, other people rape. So if other people do it, it's okay for me to do it also. See, if that logic, the logic of it is okay to lie because other people lie also, is true, then that logic should be true in all other areas of life, right? See, that's the thing when it comes to people's logic. If the logic is true, then it should be true in all other aspects in life. So when I took that logic to the test, and I said, okay, let me take that logic to the test, and let me say, okay, it is okay. If it is okay to lie to people because other people lie, then likewise, by that logic, it is okay for me to steal and rape because other people do it too. Does that make any sense? If that logic doesn't make any sense, then likewise, it doesn't make any sense for that it's okay to lie to others because other people lie also. I mean, what's going on with a lot of so-called black males with this stupid ass way of thinking that it is okay to deceive other people? I don't get that. I don't get that concept. And then with that same person, when I challenged their logic, they asked me, have I ever lied to people? I said, yeah, of course I have. Of course I have. I'm human. I'm human. And because I'm human, I have flaws. And being that I have flaws, I've done things that are wrong, like every other human being in society, right? But one thing with me is that I take accountability of all the wrong things that I have done to other people. Okay. And I acknowledge that when I've done wrong, I'm wrong. So, yes, in the past, I have lied. And I was wrong for doing that. I'm not right for lying to people. So, what's your point? I don't understand a lot of people on here where they're even teaching other people to be unethical and immoral. And at the same time, they expect the so called black female to be moral people and ethical people. And how do you like, you can't have both at the same time. You can't sit there and promote males to be immoral and unethical while at the same time, try to quote unquote teach females how to be moral and ethical at the same time. That's common sense. That's common sense. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything profound here. I'm not saying anything that I'm not speaking rocket science here. This is pure common sense. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've heard this over and over and over again, amongst so-called black males on this side of YouTube when they speak about, morality. I even heard some stupid ass shit when someone says, well, morality is man-made. I'm like, hold on for a minute. Okay. So let us say that morality is man-made. How does that make it wrong? Because a whole lot of things are man-made. I mean, the language that we speak right now is man-made, English, and all other languages is man-made. Does it make it wrong? The internet is man-made. Does it make it wrong? Houses, the fact that we have shelter over our heads, it's man-made. Does it make it wrong? I mean, clothing is man-made. Does it make it wrong? What the hell is wrong with a lot of so-called black people and morality? Because we do need to adopt a certain level of morality, right? Because the lack of morality is one of the biggest reasons why that so-called black people as a collective are in the predicament that we're in when it comes to living in areas with a very high rate of crime, when it comes to living in areas that consists of a large amount of single parent households, when it comes to living in areas when it comes to um a large amount of abortions that take place in our communities. It's like we're you know, a lack of morality is one of the biggest reasons why so-called black people in the Western Hemisphere are in the predicament that they're in. So when we sit there and promote the aspect of not being moral, what we're actually doing is actually going backwards instead of forwards in the sense of in the sense of we're just teaching people to be just as destructive as generations prior. If we're a group of people that don't promote the aspect of being honorable, of having courtesy, of having decency, of having integrity, of just doing the right motherfucking thing, then who are we to criticize the so-called black female? And that's why I say that a lot of you so-called black males on here are some of the biggest hypocrites. Yeah, yeah. You know what, Jersey Hammer, you hit the nail in the coffin, man. He said it's like a lot of things to some of these so-called pro-blacks. Those morals are white morals. Therefore, to be true to ourselves, we got to do the opposite. I mean, this is why I question a lot of so-called black males within the so-called black manosphere because I question their integrity. I question their their dignity. I question all that when it comes to so-called black males, because a lot of so-called black males in this side of social media are very hypocritical when it comes to a lot of things in life. It's because we have this expectation that so-called black females need to submit to black male authority, that they need to submit to black male leadership. But how can they submit to black male authority or black male leadership if black male leadership is promoting the art of lying to other people? What up, third world? What up, third world? Third world Colombian says salute. According to niggas on YouTube, men don't need integrity, morals, or values, just money and power. And you know that's the funny part, third world, because with power comes integrity. With power come a certain level of morality. With power comes a certain level of dignity. You know, a lot of people sit there and put and I see this a lot of times in this side of YouTube, how lot of so-called black males actually dismiss the aspect of having morality when we know that a large part or a big factor of why black America is in the state that it's in is due to a lack of morality. Nigga, we're very hypocritical. Lie to black females, lie to females. What's up, K Business Podcast? What's up? So what are we doing? We're promoting the art of lying to females. So if it is right for us to lie to females, likewise, based on that logic, it is right for females to lie to us. See, to me, that shit is stupid. That shit is fucking bogus, man. The deception causes a lot of destruction. Let me tell you something, right? And the reason why I'm telling you this is because, let me see, hold on for a minute. All right, is because you have a lot of people that are trying to justify the art of lying by saying that if you interview for a job, the liar usually gets hired, which that's nothing but an ignorant assumption because there's something called background search, in which if a potential employee goes to an employer and lies about their background, once the employer does the background search and find out that the employee or the potential employee is lying, that employee is not getting the job. And I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen in real life. Yeah, you're right about that, third world Colombian. Niggas are promoting the art of savagery and deception in this space. You know, they're promoting that shit. Yeah, they're promoting that shit. Being savages and being deceivers. And this is what I mean that this generation of the so-called black manosphere is not advancing the black male collective, because part of advancing the so-called black male collective is to be righteous. I mean, of course, we're not perfect because we're human. We have flaws. We're not perfect. But what we have to do is strive in every single day of our lives to be the best people that we can be. And we cannot be the best people that we can be if we're walking around saying that it is okay to lie to other people. That is something that I will never ever tolerate or promote. All right. Even though I am guilty, and I think we all as human beings are guilty of lying at least once in our lives, but we also acknowledge that when we have lied, we were wrong for that. But to say that it is okay to lie, especially to lie to the opposite sex just to get some sex from that individual. The fact of the matter is, going back to what Brownsburg said, you don't even have to lie to a female if it is in order to get whatever you want to get from that female, because if that female likes you, she's going to give you what you're looking for willingly. As a matter of fact, with me, in my lifetime, coming from an individual who have slept with a whole lot of females, guess what? The overall majority of females that I've slept with, I told them the overall truth. I've told females that, listen, I'm not saying that I'm right for saying that, but what I'm saying is that I've told them the truth as far as what my intention is with them. Listen, I've told females that I have no intention in being in a relationship with them, right? That my intent is just to fuck. And I've gotten the pussy. All right? And I've gotten the pussy. What's up, Sheeta? We here. What's up? So it's like there is no need in 2022, and we're close to 2023, to sit there and start lying to females just to get sexual intercourse from them. Because if a female likes you, she's going to give it to you regardless. It's like, what is this thing with Oh, what's going on, Mr. Research? Yo, thank you, Mr. Research, for the Cash App. You know, Mr. Research, shout outs to you for the Cash App. Cash App. Mr. Research Sierra Trade, thank you for the Cash App. Like, I'm not getting it, man, because when you talk about why so-called black males are in the position that they're in, right? When it comes to the whole criminal activity that a lot of so-called black males in America get involved in, when it comes to so-called black males getting involved in killing and exterminating each other as if we're cockroaches, a lot of that is due to a lack of morality amongst so-called black males, and to promote not being moral amongst the black male collective and trying to make it seem as if it's a good thing, it is fucking bogus to me. It is fucking bogus to me. It is bogus. The black male collective needs to put a lot of emphasis in having integrity, morality, and dignity. I can't buy into this whole concept of it is okay for a person to lie to someone. I can't buy into that concept, man. Hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackity black and I'm black, y'all. Even though I'm a little lighter in complexion, but shit. Yeah, but that's the problem I'm having with a lot of people on this side of YouTube when it comes to having morality. Because a lot of people on a lot of so-called black males on this side of YouTube actually have this false concept that it's just somehow wrong or ignorant or stupid for so-called black males to have morality. I'm like, what? Morality means everything in this world, man. What are you talking about? Morality means everything in this world. To do right and to stand up for what is right means every single thing in this world. So when you have so-called black males on YouTube that promote the aspect of being deceptive and lying to other people, I question their integrity. I question their integrity. One thing that the wacky word of old does not promote is the art of lying to other people and saying that it is okay to lie to other people. Now, once again, like I said before, right? We're humans, we have flaws. Human beings are naturally flawed. So, of course, we have lied at least once in our lives, right? But it's one thing to admit that the lies that you have committed is wrong, but to turn around and say that it is right or there's nothing wrong with lying to other people, no, no, no. I don't promote that, man. That's not something that I promote. And why is it that whenever I post a link, and why is it whenever I post a link to this panel that you motherfuckers are scared to come on the panel and speak? Why is it, man? Why is it, man? You know, and once again, like, all right, because a lot, and once again, a lot of you people speak about this whole Kyrie Irving situation. And I've stated this before in like about 3 videos. I made 3 videos speaking about the whole Kyrie Irving situation, that it comes down to having power. This is an open panel, by the way. This is an open panel. But as far as going to the Kyrie Irving situation, because I see a lot of so-called black people on social media still crying and complaining about what's going on with Kyrie Irving. And I've said it before that it comes down to power. You know, Kyrie Irving belongs to a group of people that have little to no power in this society. And unfortunately, he did something to upset a group of people who are basically the most powerful people in society. And when you have that dynamic, right, where powerless people are saying something to upset powerful people, what you're going to have is this whole Kyrie Irving situation, especially in a dynamic where Kyrie Irving actually works for the small hats. Because the commissioner for the NBA, Adam Silver, whose real name is Adam Silverman, okay, who's a small hat, you're going to have this situation. You're going to have this situation. All right. You sitting there play basketball, yo, passport R. This is an open panel. This is an open panel. So we're speaking about topics. We're speaking about any topic that revolve around substance, intelligence, and positivity. Right. But when you sit there and work for a company that is owned by small hats, right? And knowing that the small hats are very much united and perfectly organized, and you do something that upsets them, that's what you're going to have. You're going to have a Kyrie Irving situation where now you're suspended for at least 5 games, and you're considered to be quote unquote ineligible to return to the NBA unless if you meet a certain quota. right? This is what happens when people are in the position of power. When people own the entire sports league that you play for, when people have a large amount of economic power and political power, they are able to get away with that. And you know what? I would like to give a special shout out to my man, what's my man's name? To my man, the village arsonist, who broke that shit down when it comes to power. Because when the village arsonist, he made a video about Kyrie Irving, and he spoke about the fact that the main reason why this situation is happening with Kyrie Irving is because he belongs to a group of people that have little to no power, and he did something to upset a group of people in power. Therefore, he's in that predicament. So-called black people, you don't own their own sports leagues, with the exception of Ice Cube and the Big Three League. A lot of you so-called black people do not have a large percentage of ownership within the mainstream media. You don't even have a large percentage of ownership within social media. The small hats own all of that, or a large percentage of that. So you expect the small hats to actually play fair and to actually let Kyrie Irving to get away with the stuff that he did. Nigga, this is about power. If so-called black people had their own independent infrastructure, had their own independent sports leagues, all right, this situation would not have happened with Kyrie Irving. And I see, when I start speaking about power, a lot of you bitch ass niggas start to leave my panel. But this goes to show you how the truth hurts. It's the truth. It goes down to power, man. A lot of this shit go down to power. You can't expect to sit there and dribble a basketball for a certain group of people, for a certain group of people, and not expect these certain group of people that you dribble the basketball for to get upset when you make a certain statement. I honestly, Sigma Americana, I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I don't really know. I don't really know, but that has nothing to do with the topic of discussion. You know, when it comes, once again, the group of people, the Ashkenazi Jews, or who you guys nickname the small hats, right? They are the most powerful group of people in this whole entire world. A lot of them run and control a lot of the top Fortune 500 corporations that you guys see today. A lot of them own a lot of the sports team of professional sports teams and sports leagues that you guys are familiar with today. A lot of them own a large percentage of the mainstream media and social media. A lot of the small hats or Ashkenazi Jews are some of the most influential actors, actresses, and entertainers that you are familiar with. So they have a level of power to vilify Kyrie Irving. Now, I'm not saying that what is going on with Kyrie Irving is right or wrong. But what I'm saying is that realistically, what is going on with Kyrie Irving is that he belongs to a group of powerless people that did something to upset a group of powerful people. And because these group of powerful people are powerful, they are able to get away with what the fuck they get away with. You so-called black people, especially in America, do not, with the exception of Ice Cube, do not own your own professional sports leagues. You do not own your own with the exception of what's this guy's name? Byron Allen, you so-called black people do not own your own mainstream media syndicates. Hell, a lot of you so-called black people do not even own your own social media syndicates. The small hats, or the Ashkenazi Jew owns all of that. So you expect that a person like Kyrie Irving can actually do something that would upset these small hats, and these small hats will still let him play basketball. I mean, the world just does not operate that way. The world operate off of power. True, 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 true. Sigma American Arcana says, I think the Ashkenazi Jews were allowed to be in power only because they are phenotypically white and part of the Caucasian race, but this is no excuse for blacks refusing to unite. Exactly. No, I agree. I agree. The Ashkenazi Jews, who are not the real Jews, right? Who, are in power because they are phenotypically white. I agree. I agree. But you got these dumb ass niggas who are walking around and crying on social media saying that, oh, Kyrie Irving is just being persecuted because he told the truth. Yeah, 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 crying like a bunch of fucking bitches. And when the reality is that, hey man, it comes to power. And Kyrie Irving did something that to upset the people in power. Why is it hard for so-called black people, especially in America, to grasp that? See, the thing is with so-called black people in America is that they are not fully aware with their position in this dynamic. Their so-called black people, for the most part, are not fully aware of their position. They're not fully aware of their position in this fucking society. That you do not have the power to walk around and start talking shit without suffering some sort of fucking consequences for it. You got a lot of so-called black people on YouTube talking about YouTube and Facebook and all over social media talking about Kyrie Irving told the truth. And I will agree, Kyrie Irving did tell the truth. But the thing is, what type of power does Kyrie Irving have to actually convince the whole entire world that he told the truth? King Sigma American Arcana, when so-called black people tell you that shit, understand that those niggas are retards. Only a retard would tell you some shit like that. That, we have power because of Oprah and Obama. Only a retard will tell you that shit. When you don't have your own independent infrastructure, when you don't have control over a system that you rely on, you have no power. It seems like so-called black people on social media want Kyrie Irving to get a pass because he said something that was historically true. And he didn't really say something that was historically true. He shared a link to a documentary in which in that documentary they have made some stuff in which in that documentary they have made some statements about Ashkenazi Jews that Ashkenazi Jews do not like. See, a lot of so-called black people. First of all, okay, this is why I don't understand a lot of so-called black people, right? A lot of so-called black people who are standing behind Kyrie Irving don't even believe that they're Israelites. That's to me is the most it is the most ironic part. They don't believe that they're Israelites, right? But yet they believe, but yet they walk around and cry about how Kyrie Irving and Kanye West are being persecuted for telling the fucking truth. In which in which realistically they don't believe they tell those two brothers is telling the truth because they themselves don't believe they're Israelites. Sigma American Arcana said also a Black Mansphere 3.0 dude told me blacks are uniting and working together because we do YouTube panel discussions. Wish I could name him, but I don't want to make Wacky disappointed in him. Man, listen, I dude. Come on here, man. Yo, come on the panel and we could speak about it verbally. We could speak about it verbally. Come on here, we can speak about this shit verbally. You know, because we don't understand power. We as so-called black people of today don't even understand power. You know, it people like to say, well, all Kyrie Irving did was just share a link on Amazon. Yeah, but that was enough to get powerful people upset. And like I said before, at the end of the day, power has the last word and power has the last laugh. Power has the last word and power has the last laugh. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much truth you give or how much what you're saying is true. The fact of the matter is that if a group of people in power is offended by that, they can get away with quote unquote blackballing a person like Kyrie Irving. This is what a group of people in power are able to do. A lot of the so-called black people on social media do not understand what power is truly about. Like a lot of so-called black people on social media think that just because a famous black person might have staked something that is true, that they should actually be given a pass. When in reality, that's not the case. See, the group of people who are in power are in charge of who deserves a pass and who does not deserve a pass. Power has the last say and has the last word. Even though it is true that the actual real Hebrews are so-called black people, that so-called black people or the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade are the true descendants of the biblical Hebrews. But the fact of the matter is that these same people do not have the power to convince the world that this is true. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. So-called black people or the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade do not have the power to make the world bow down to believe this. But on the flip side, you have a group of Caucasian people who are not the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but are descendants of converts that could make the people that could make the whole world believe that they are the real Jews and they can get away with it. You do know that there's a statement, right? There's a statement which states this, right? They say that an organized lie is more powerful than an unorganized truth. I'm going to say this again. There's a statement which states this, that an organized lie is more powerful than an unorganized truth. And the so-called small hats or Ashkenazi Jews are organized and united enough and powerful enough to make the world believe in this lie that they're the real Jews, but yet the actual real authentic Jews, okay, who are the downtrodden, the descendants of slaves, the oppressed, are not powerful enough to get the world to convince that they're the real Jews. So therefore, the people in power can get away with just about anything, while the people who are powerless cannot get away with that because they don't have the power to get away with shit. So the solution to that is that so-called black people must unite and organize together, stop engaging in destructive behavior that revolves upon destroying each other, and get an advantage within the system that we live in, for so we can be powerful enough to get the world to acknowledge who we truly are.